From Darling Stadium in Hampton, Virginia, WHCS Channel 46 presents Peninsula District Group AAA football. Today's game pits the visiting Woodside Wolverines against the home team Bethel Bruins. My name is Paul Rowe. I'm here with Bob Hintz to do today's game. Bob, what about this game today?
Well, we're going to find a game today, Paul. I'm going to need a microphone, but that's okay. We're going to find a game today with teams that are really, I think, very equally matched. The scores of the games that Woodside has lost, they lost one by 3, one by 7, and one by in overtime by 4. So you know, you look at them and then you look at Bethel. They got a 2-2 record. So these two teams, 2 first-year coaches. So when you get 2 first-year coaches, you're going to have a lot of mistakes mentally on the field. You're going to find the kids are not used to the program. The young man over here, Danny Dodson, brought in the wing T, completely different than what Woodside ran last year. Bethel's now running the same offense that was run at Gloucester last year when Incremenius was up there. So, you know, you've got some changes. Kids starting to get used to it. They're halfway through the season, so I look for them to be pretty good.
Earlier today, Bob had a chance to talk with Woodside's coach, Danny Dodson.
I have Danny Dodson with me, the head coach of the Wolverines out at Woodside, and coach, first year as a coach, so it's always a thrill to come in and do some. You're only 1-3 right now, but you got to have some positives on your team.
Oh, no doubt. We we came out, we were 1-3, like you say, but we've lost all 3 of those games. We could have won all 3 of them. We lost last week in overtime to Warwick in a hard-fought game. We lost by 4 points to Gloucester the week before, and then 7 points to Phoebus the week before that. So, you know, we've been in every game. We're playing hard. You know, just got to find a way to win that close one.
Yeah, and it'll come as the kids get used to you. Did you bring in a new system?
Yes, we did. We're running the wing T on offense, and it's taken a little while for some of them to get accustomed to that. Defensively, we're running a base 53, and we'll switch that up from time to time. But, you know, they're getting the hang of it, and they're getting better each week.
Okay, now Bethel's just 2-2. So what do you expect from the Bruins today?
Well, Bethel's a good football team. They're going to line up. They're going to come at you. They're going to run the ball and try to overpower you. They have a quarterback that throws the ball real well. And, you know, they have a very talented team.
Well, listen, good luck to you this afternoon.
Thank you.
Good enough.
We've got beautiful weather here at Darling Stadium for today's football game. It's going to pit 2 good teams that are playing a hard-fought game. Bob, what do you think this game is going to hold for us today?
Well, one thing we got to look at is the wind is almost negligible right now, so I don't think that's going to make any difference. But when you get teams that are real evenly matched, Paul, what you got to do is you got to look at the kicking game. Does one team have a better field goal kicker, or somebody's got a better punter? Sometimes those kind of things will get a team at a disadvantage down at their end of the field, and it's hard for them to come up with. And, of course, the big bugaboo is turnovers. These coaches do not want to turn the ball over, because if you turn the ball over, then you give that momentum to the other team. So they're going to try to stop that.
Sounds good. And speaking of momentum, Bethel played a hard-fought game earlier this year, and you spoke about the win factor in kicking. They have a young kicker named Andrews who actually won a ball game for them in overtime. Do you think he's going to be a big factor today?
Well, he could be. It just depends on the situation. But if you got the young man who can kick the ball and the coaches have confidence in him, yes, that make a big difference. All right, earlier I had a chance to talk with Tracy Parker, so we'll go back to that interview. I have Tracy Parker with me, the head coach of the Bruins over at Bethel. And Tracy, halfway through the season just about, do you feel like the team is starting to come around to your system? Because I know you put in a different system, and it takes a while for the kids to get used to it, and you getting used to the kids. So how's that going?
Well, we've had a few minor setbacks, but I believe we're getting on the right track, getting things going in the right motion.
Well, and that's always good, because you got to have some positives to build on. And coaching staff is doing a good job. They're on the same page with you. It always helps, doesn't it?
It always helps. And it helps to have veteran coaches, which we do have in our program, and things are going to look up and get better for us.
Well, that's good. What do you expect from the Wolverines? Now, they've lost 3 games, but one in overtime, one by 7 points, another one by 3 points. So they've been in all their games, and yet they've got 3 losses.
Well, I've had an opportunity to see them in the majority of their games, and they have a very good group of kids. Very athletic. We're going to have to play well.
Okay, so it's not going to be no pushover, is it?
No.
I don't think you can find one on the peninsula, do you?
Not at all.
Well, listen, good luck to you this afternoon, Tracy.
Thank you.
Good enough. Now, stay tuned for tonight's starting lineups. This afternoon's game is brought to you through the sponsorship of the following. Zoom Zitco with 5 Hampton locations.
When gearing up for your next print job, call Gear Up.
Hampton Chevrolet, 1037. Check that, 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. And in part by Wood Funeral Home. Richard Pulley is the managing director, and the funeral directors are Bill Leggett and Bill White. Well, this is a beautiful sun-drenched stadium today we have, Paul.
It's just a great day for football, Bob. There's no question about it. You couldn't ask for a better day.
Well, we get a chance. We're going to listen to Richard Rawls when he gets out in the center. Richard Rawls, of course, is the referee in today's ball game. Get a chance, you can see the Bethel Bruins going out there. They're captains along with the officials and beating them at center of the field. They're co-captains for the Wolverines from the Woodside. Let's listen in to Richard Rawls.
Captains for the Bethel Bruins, number 15, Thomas Hobson, number 36, DeLon Stiles, number 58, Patrick Johnson, and number 80, Nick Latos.
Okay, gentlemen, we'll be using the colors of green and white today. If a call from the captain will be the green and white, come up to me. I'll give you best optional penalty situations. Make sure you understand what I tell you, because I have to take your first answer. If by chance you don't understand what I've told you, please ask me to repeat, and I'll be happy to do that for you. You gentlemen are the captains of your team. We ask that you control your players and that you establish a situation where you have good sportsmanship with everyone. You're in charge of them. Make sure you're in charge of them all day long, okay? The other officials today's game, Mr. Brain be your umpire, Mr. Ferry be your linesman, Mr. Krug will be your field judge, Mr. Cadish will be your line judge, Mr. Reesbeck will be your back judge. Good luck, man. Gentlemen, we had the coin toss on the sideline a few moments ago. You won the toss and elected to receive. You will be defending the goal down at this end, so I ask that you come around this side. You come around this side. Woodside won the toss, elected to receive. Gentlemen, let's have a great game.
Doing that for us, and it's always a pleasure to have the referee mic'd in these situations. I'll give you the rest of the officials. The umpire is Tim Brain. The linesman is Bill Ferry. The line judge, Brent Cadish. The back judge, Bernie Reesbeck. And the field judge is Tony Krug. Beautiful game. Now we're going to see what type of a punter or kickoff man that the Bruins have. And we'll get a chance to see, Paul, this wing tee offense, which gives you a lot of misdirections. And, of course, the timing is very important on it. And these guys are still learning it. This is the 5th game of a 10-game season for them, not counting the playoffs. So we'll see if they're getting a little bit better at it.
And let's hope they are for this game. They're coming up against a tough Bethel defense.
Okay, who we have kicking off for the Bruins today? Who is that?
Kicking off is going to be number 53, Bob, Matthew Andrews. He'll line the kick up here.
He's got a strong foot.
Andrews has a very, very strong foot. He is probably going to kick this ball deep. He's a young gentleman that kicked the winning field goal against Kickingham earlier in the year.
And that was in overtime, wasn't it?
It was that. Great game. Here's the kick. And I was a little bit wrong. That one goes to about the 15-yard line.
Number 84, Ishmael Stewart on the return.
Number 84, Ishmael Stewart, brings it back to the, looks like they're going to spot it, Bob, at about the 25-yard line.
That's about a 10-yard gain on return on that. We want to apologize early. We have 2 84s on our program. Earl Cooper's number 84 and Ishmael Stewart is number 84. We're assuming that is Stewart out there, but we'll see.
We hope it is. That kickoff went 46 yards, the return 11 yards. Quarterback for Woodside, number 7, Elliott Holmes. He's back to pass, and he's got a receiver wide open. Oh,
wow. I tell you what, if it hadn't been for number 10, and that's former quarterback Jason Wood, that was a completed pass.
It was that. William Conades was the intended receiver, number 9 on that, and it looked like he was going to pick up a big gain on that play.
And here's the replay of that before we see the starters offensively for the Woodside team. And we'll pick it. There we go. We got tackles. Derek I'm sorry. Well, let's pick them up after this game, this play.
Holmes behind the ball. He gives it to number 20 around the right side. Not much of a pickup on that. Number 20, Terrence Boone with the ball.
All right, now we get a chance. Here we have we got on the tackles. We have Dernick and Lorenz on the guards. Towns and Lawson. The centers Howler. Tight end Davis. Quarterback Holmes. Wingback Johnson. The halfback Falk. Tailback Boone. And the split end is Stewart. And after this play, we'll get a chance. We will give you the defense for the Bethel Bruins.
And Woodside coming to the line. The give goes once again to number 20. Excuse me, that's number 10. We've got some flags on the play. That was Dexter Falk around the left side, and he's just
you talk flags.
Smothered with flags.
Raining flags.
Justin Wood, number 44, making one of the tackles.
Justin Wood is a young man, plays linebacker. Watch the replay. Good job here of breaking a tackle right there, and looked like he was going to go on. But usually when we have those flags, it'll be against the offense for holding or clipping or something. And after Mr. Rawls gets a chance to talk to the captain and one of the co-captains for the Bruins, he'll tell us what it is.
Clipping, gets the offense, penalties declined, 4th down.
Oh, very unusual. I thought they might take it, but let's punt. Here's your defense. We got Solomon Lee at defensive line. Boone and Watson are the ends on linebackers. Wood and Hobson and Johnson. The corners of Johnson and Streeter. Wood and Clark are the safeties.
Jonathan Berry, number 24, back to kick for Woodside. Gets a nice punt off.
Uh-oh.
Fielded by number 80 for the Bruins.
Well, we got
Nick
a flag.
Lato takes it to the wide side of the field to the left, gets the ball into Woodside territory about the 48-yard line, but there is a flag.
Roughing the kicker.
Looks like we're going to have a roughing the kicker. You're right, Bob.
One of the things you got to be concerned about when your team is young in this is you got to teach them as you watch the replay. And you couldn't see the young man being hit there, but you go for where the ball is coming off the football, not for the guy kicking the ball.
Exactly.
So because if you go,
touch the ball.
Right, if you don't touch the ball, then it's 15. Now that gives them a new set of downs. So in retrospect, you think maybe we should have taken that 15-yard penalty earlier, right?
Exactly.
But that's 20/20 hindsight.
And that's always the best.
Isn't that the truth?
That was a 28-yard punt, an 11-yard return. It'll be nullified. Woodside will get the ball back, and they'll have a first down. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line for the Wolverines.
Get a chance to, I will give you some of our coaches today.
The give goes to number 10,
Ooh.
Dexter Falk, and he's hit quickly by number 44, Justin Wood. That's going to be a little bit of a loss, Bob.
I think you're right. We're happy to have Wood Funeral Home as one of our community supporters this year. Wood Funeral Home, where the funeral director is Richard Pulley, and on staff are Bill Leggett and Bill White.
Second and a long 13 for Woodside. Holmes under the ball. Man in motion. Comes to the left side. The pitch goes to number 20, Terrence Boone.
It looked like he might have got back to the original line of scrimmage on that.
Looks like he was tripped up there by number 41, Brian Jordan.
Hampton Chevrolet is a locally owned business and strongly believes in supporting the community and the schools. Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard.
Woodside gets the ball back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10. The ball on the left side, hash marks. Holmes with the ball. Once again, gives it to number 10, Dexter Falk.
No, he kept it.
Oh.
He
fooled me on that one. Elliott Holmes kept that ball. It appeared that he'd given the ball off, but he kept it. Came close to a first down.
Tom Gear is involved with the Girls and Boys Club in Hampton. They are in the process of raising money to build a new gym. Your donations would be appreciated. If you have any calls, give Tom Gear a call at 827-8277.
9-yard pickup on that keeper by Elliott Holmes. That's going to give Woodside another tough decision here. 4th down and 1, and this time they're going to go for it.
Well, and one thing you got to be concerned about is they may try to draw the Bruins offside, but no, they're going straight ahead.
Quarterback keeper. Once again, Elliott looks like he's got the first down.
That's very close. We'll see what the spot is. Oh, that guy got a good spot.
Looks like a favorable spot from here.
Looks good from me. As we're looking at that, I almost called you Tim. I'm getting close to it, Paul. We will pick a player of the game from the Bethel Bruins this afternoon, and that player will receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Engraving Inc., formerly Buckwalter's Engraving, located at Tab Square on Route 17. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 596-8850. But Dave Buckwalter is the owner, and I'll tell you about the shirt in a minute.
And, Bob, that was a first down by about a half a football. So Woodside with a first down, 1st and 10. They're now in Bethel territory. The ball resting on about the 44-yard line.
We got a split receiver and a double wing.
And we've got some motion on both sides there.
Well, if the encroachment, if the Bruins got offside. Anyway, the shirt comes from Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods located in Pocosin. They can meet all your sports needs with a full line of athletic goods and team and individual equipment and uniforms plus screen printing. Call Dave Chubb at 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner. And I hope I got everybody recognized. Now we get down to business here.
And that was encroachment, so Woodside will pick up 5 yards on that penalty, make it 1st and 5 now.
Oh, that's always nice to hear.
And in motion, quarterback keeps the ball. Elliott Holmes running once again off the left side this time. He'll pick up a couple of yards.
Looks like a young man is used to running that ball. He does a good job faking and just following the blockers. Picked up what does it look like, almost a little over 3 yards.
3 yards on that one, yeah. Does an excellent job of hiding the ball back there.
Yeah, he hit it from you once already.
Yes, he did. Eric Holmes, he's a senior, 5'11", 172 pounds. He's keeping it again. This time he's going to go back to pass. He's got a man open and overthrows him.
That's a tough pass when you're running to the left and you're right-handed, and then you're going to throw it back across the field to the right.
He had some trouble doing that. Looks like the intended receiver was number 8, Brandon Johnson.
Watch the replay on that. And good job of faking right here, but watch where he has to try it, and he never gets his shoulders square, and that's why the ball went awry.
You can see he was almost off balance there, too, trying to throw it. Well, that'll be 3rd and 2 now. Let's see if he keeps this again himself, or whether he'll give it to Falk. Give this to number 20, Terrence Boone.
Hey, they got enough for the first down, it looks like.
Looks good from here.
HCS Reports has a new look. Join anchor Beth Sadler Monday through Friday at noon and 5 p.m. for all the news and information about the Hampton City schools. I tell you, that roughing the kicker is going to come back and haunt them if they're not careful, because they had stopped the Wolverines. They would have had the ball offensively, would have had good field position inside their own 40.
Right, it looks like Woodside is getting some sort of a cadence here, and they've completed a pass to number 84. We're going to hope that is Ishmael Stewart. If it's not, it could be Earl Cooper. Again, we repeat that we have 2 number 84s listed here.
Yeah, that happens. WHCS Channel 46 presents live your school board meetings on the 1st and 3rd Wednesdays of each month at 7:30 p.m. So tune in and be informed.
After that completion, Woodside will have a 2nd down and 4. Holmes with the ball, a keeper again. He takes it over the right side. He doesn't get much there at all.
But, you know, they got a 2nd and short. If they can continue to do something like that, they're really going to put a lot of pressure on this Bethel defense.
They are that. Number 39, William Frazier, and 41, Brandon Jordan helping on the stop there.
Danny Dodson is the head coach over there with the Wolverines, assisted by Bert Torrance, James Holbert, Al Felton, Mike Lyons, Tom Jacob, Jason McCullum, and Steve McClure.
Well, let's see how successful Woodside is here. They've done pretty well on 3rd down, except for that first play, which, as we know, turned into a roughing the kicker. Here's Holmes.
Good job.
This time is given to Brandon Johnson.
I tell you, number 44, Justin Wood, did a great job of getting in there and forcing him back inside, but was nobody there to stop him.
Nope. Good play, a little misdirection there, and that'll be a first down for Woodside. So they've converted once again, and they're on the move.
Talk about the Bethel coaches. Tracy Parker's the head coach. Gary Singleton, Creighton Incremenius Jr., McGill Incremenius, Devan Hall, William Flythe, and Steve Elliott are our assistant him.
Terrence Boone, the lone setback in the double wing. Holmes, a quick pass over the middle. Deflected by number 44 on Bethel's team, Justin Wood. He's all over the place today.
I tell you, that young man is impressed me. He's just a sophomore. You look at his statistics, watch the replay on this.
That quick pass.
And it just went right off his hand. But Justin Wood is 5'10", 185, just a sophomore, and is doing a real good job.
Quick reactions.
Yes.
Very quick reactions. Misdirection coming this way, and Bethel read that one the entire way.
First time they have been second and long in a long time, and now they're going to be third and long. Good defense. Again, it looks like it was led by number 44. Yeah, it sure was. No, I'm sorry, that's number 41, Brian Jordan.
Brian Jordan. Brian Jordan.
Looked like Johnson carried the ball that time. I wouldn't swear to it.
Brandon Johnson, yes it was.
Brandon Johnson.
Johnson lines up to the left. We've got a double back. Falk. Holmes with the ball and almost tackled in the backfield by number 54, Jonas Watson.
You gotta lock up on them. When you hit them, you gotta lock up their legs.
But as we've seen here, Elliot Holmes quick back there, made a move, got by, but he was tackled once again by number 41, Brian Jordan. And there's another name that's coming up as well as Woods.
Number 9 is going to be holding here for an attempted field goal kick by number, what was that, number 24?
24. That is Jonathan Berry. Here's the kick.
And it's going to be short.
It's going to be short and a little off to the left.
Well, the Bruins dodged a bullet, Paul, because I saw for sure once I saw them moving down the field after that roughing the kicker play that they had a good chance to score. But they tried that quick pass on that first down, gave them 2nd and 10, and then they were throwing for a 2-yard loss on 3rd down, so that, or on the next play, which was made 3rd and about 12. So they really kind of took themselves out of it. I thought they were doing such a good job moving the ball on the ground that it's unusual that they'll try a play on pass on 1st down.
Can't discount Bethel's defense that time either. Jason Wood and Brian Jordan did a great job stuffing the run. So Bethel with the ball now. The quarterback, Joshua Lyles, number 11, gives it to that is Ananias Boyd. Ananias I'll get
Boyd.
that right. That'll take me a couple of times.
That's okay. We'll get the offense right here. We see Lyles as a quarterback, Boyd and Stiles in the backfield. The wide receivers are Kendrick and Leto. The tight end is Copley. The center is Ely. The guards, Vines and Vans. The tackles are Harrison and Dobson.
And Bethel, a running team. The main runner back there, of course, is Boyd. Boyd lines up in the backfield along with number 36, Stiles. Lyles back to pass. And he's going deep, and he's got a receiver if he can get to it. And he overthrows number 99. Excuse me, that's 89, Cliff Copley.
Copley, yes.
And that was a strong throw, Bob. That pass covered.
Yeah, well, he was. Look at the Woodside defense at the defensive ends. We got Petterway and Cooper at the tackles, DeVell and Ely. The outside linebackers, McCulloch and Grandy. The middle linebacker, Davis. The cornerback, Stewart and Falk. The free safety is Johnson, and the strong safety is Terrence Boone.
Bethel, 3rd down and 9. Ball on their own 21. Lyles gives the ball to number 20, Ananias Boyd, and he breaks loose on the left side, and nobody is going to catch him. He is going to waltz into the end zone. Ananias Boyd with a 78-yard touchdown run.
Well, and he got some nice blocking on the left side of that line that just popped, and once he pops through, nobody's going to catch him.
I'll tell you what, Boyd is quick. He is quick. He got those blocks. He hit the left side there, and then he just flat turned it on.
And you could see he was pulling away from the defensive back. There was no chance that they had to catch him.
Exactly right. Ananias Boyd with a 78-yard touchdown run, and Bethel scores first. Number 53, Matthew Andrews, in for the extra point. Holding is number 10, Jason Wood. The kick is up, and it's good. So Bethel gets on the scoreboard first, and they'll lead this ball game 7-0 with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first quarter.
Watch the replay and look at the kind of blocking he gets on the left side right there. Nice, and it makes the cut, uses his blocker. The Woodside defensive backs were playing too close to the line of scrimmage, and they could not get a beat on him or an angle on him. So in 3:15 of the first quarter, Ananias Boyd, 78 yards.
Bethel leads this one 7-0. So their defense holds Woodside deep in their own territory. They get the ball, and in a matter of a few plays, they score.
Well, you know, you kind of loosen up the defense a little with that long pass, and then come back with a quick hitter, and he was out of there.
He was that. And as I said earlier, that pass was strong. You are going to have to make sure that you don't let Joshua Lyles throw that ball too deep on you. Boy's got a strong arm.
He really does, and that's really the third quarterback that we have seen Bethel use. They've used Jason Wood and Mark Jefferson, and now we have Joshua Lyles, so he's got some depth at the quarterback spot.
Andrews' kick goes all the way to the 10, and look out here. Woodside's Dexter Falk took that one right back up the middle, and a hole opened up. He could drive a truck through, and it looked like he may break loose and go all the way.
Well, that was Gabriel Hamilton, number 32, that really finally got a hand on him. Watch the replay, and you're right up the middle, Paul.
And watch this kick, a 50-yard kick. Now watch him come up the middle here. Watch him open it up. Boom, there it is.
And I'll tell you, if it hadn't been for Gabriel Hamilton, he may have broke it.
25-yard return, the ball on the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for Woodside.
Boy, it looks like a scrum out there.
Holmes gave that ball off. Looked like it was number 20 from here. Yes, it was number 20, Terrence Boone, and he's not going to get much. He was swarmed by the entire Bethel defense on that play.
Well, they just plugged up the gaps, and just really there was no hole for him. He needed to bounce that outside and just never got a chance to. Bruins play good defense. There's one thing that they do. They do play some defense.
2nd and 10. Got a timeout on the field here.
We got equipment? No, it was a flag, wasn't it?
I didn't see the flag. I thought it might have been an equipment timeout. Well, we'll have a discussion. We'll find out in a minute exactly what's going on. Well, there's the flag.
No flag. And I know what happened is the back judge saw a man come on the field and nobody went off, and he probably thought there was 12 men on the field, but that was the 11th guy was running on there. Hey, I'm supposed
just
to be
a
here.
Little late.
I'm supposed to be
Get
here.
me to the game on time. All right, Woodside will try it again. Number 7, Elliott Holmes, the quarterback.
We got 2:30 to the left in the first quarter of action.
In motion.
Oh, he handed
Given to number 20, Terrence Boone.
Paul, that is just a quick hitter. He actually hands the ball off as he goes to fake to the other two backs, and it looks like you're looking in the backfield and the guy's picking up 9 yards on you.
That's exactly correct, and you've got to sell that handoff.
Yes, you do.
Got to sell that handoff. And it looks like it worked fairly well. It'll be 3rd and 1 for Woodside.
That's where that wing T offense comes into play. It's if you're not used to it, it can really fool you on defense.
That misdirection is good. Elliott Holmes with the keeper. He'll take it for what looks like a first down. Number 44, Justin Wood, on the stop with some help from the line. But Woodside once again moving the ball, Bob, like they did the last time they had it. 1st and 10, ball at the 47-yard line of Woodside.
Well, they need to change it down, Marcus. They got third up there. We know what it is.
Back to pass is Holmes. He's got a man open in the left flats. That's number 84, Earl Cooper. The pass is complete.
Now, is that Earl Cooper?
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. That is Ishmael Stewart. And in fact, Bob, we're going to go with Ishmael Stewart, and I'm going to cross out Earl Cooper here.
I tell you, Tim, see, I knew I was going to do it. But anyway, Paul, you noticed how open he is on that quick pass. And he's picking up 5 yards at a pop. The Bruins are going to have to come up a little bit on him. And then when they do, they got to watch out for the stop and go.
They do that. They got to watch for that quick run. Here's the give to Johnson around the right side. Brandon Johnson, number 8. Looks like he's stopped once again by Justin Wood.
We're going to call
there with William Frazier.
We're going to call his name more than once this afternoon.
I think we are.
Young man was very active at that linebacker spot.
A sophomore.
Just a
sophomore at Bethel.
I'll tell you. Good to see these young men get out here and play some football. And I tell you, if you're inside handoff.
Yeah, misdirection. That one comes back this way. The give to Terrence Boone, number 20.
Guess who made the tackle?
I'm going to guess it was number 44. Am I close on that one?
You right on the money. Right on the money. I tell you, we talk about this all the time, but beautiful day. What a nice day to come to a football game. Very inexpensive. Bring the family. Enjoy some good competition.
Number 24, Jonathan Berry with the punt. It'll go to the 13-yard line. It's picked up, and he's tackled quick. That's number 80, Nick Leto. Looked like he didn't know which direction to go there for a second.
Well, he started around the left side and said, I'm going to turn around. When he did, he ran right into a big old Wolverine.
And he said, hello, how you doing?
And we said, that's it for the end of the first quarter.
And the score, the Bethel High School Bruins 7 and the Woodside Wolverines 0. On that last kick, Bob, it traveled 50 yards. Another strong kick. It was returned, probably about a yard or two.
Not much on the return. You're right there.
No return at all.
Well, it was even less than you thought.
Yes.
Well, talk about our crew. We got a great crew, does a great job. This is a triple header for us, and we'll tell you about some of the other games and when you can see them on WHCS Channel 46. In fact, go ahead, Paul.
Well, first off, you can watch the Kickotan-Phoebus game. You can see that one at 4 p.m. on Monday. Woodside and Bethel, the game we're doing right now, you can see that Sunday at 4 p.m. and Tuesday at 7 p.m. We'll also do tonight's game between Heritage and Hampton, and Bob, that ought to be a good one.
Yeah, you're right there.
I'll probably watch that one 2 or 3 times. You can see it Sunday at 7 p.m. and Friday at 7 p.m.
Write those down. If you can't be there, set your VCR. Do some good contests, good football on the peninsula.
Oh, yes, wonderful football. Bethel with a 1st and 10 on their own 12-yard line. We'll call it the 13. Looks like it's a little over. Shotgun formation here. We've got a pass. Almost completed. Joshua Lyles throwing a pass to about the 42-yard line. That was intended for number 7, Mark Jefferson.
And it was there. It looked like it was going to be completed. He had the inside track. He'd gotten inside on the defender. Ball was there. Should have come up with a catch on that. That's one of those things that as a coach, you get gray hair and you lose your hair, as Tim says. You get to be looking like me.
Yeah. And, of course, it's always easy for us to say that ball looked like it could have been catched from up here.
That's right. Oh, it's always easy up here. You're right.
So Josh Lyles brings him back, 2nd and 10. He's back to pass again. Oh, this time he's not going to get this one away. He's wrapped up there by number 12, and it looks like number 56. That would be Tyrone Pettaway, and I don't seem to have a number 56.
Watch it. Just took too long for the pattern to go. It was an inside and then go break. He was actually running a post and go, and he never got a chance to go because the quarterback said, ooh, they got him. That's a big loss, too.
Yes, it is. Lyles didn't have a chance to do anything on that. That ball looks like it's just shy of the 5-yard line. 3rd and 18.
Very surprised at them letting it passing from deep in the end zone. You got a good runner in Ananias Boyd, and we saw what he could do. now you got to put yourself in a punting situation, and you know you're going to give good field position to the Wolverines.
And you're exactly right. In fact, they just gave the ball to Ananias Boyd, and he gets it out to about the 10. You wonder why they're throwing it down there. Of course, maybe if you're not expecting it, you can get by with it.
Well, when Tim and I do these broadcasts, we're wrong all the time when we try to second guess the coach. So he knew something we didn't.
Back to punt for Bethel, number 7, Mark Jefferson. Punting from his own end zone, and it is blocked. That ball blocked, and it's
a two-pointer.
It's a 2-point safety. That one was blocked by number 45, and that would be, well, let's check that number.
I don't have a 45.
I don't have a 45 either.
Well, maybe it wasn't. Is it 45? Watch see if we can pick it up. He came
45.
in. 45 came in virtually untouched, but whoever it was did a great job.
It was.
Now that means that the Bruins will have to punt or kick the ball from the 20-yard line. So not only now you're going to give them good field position, but you gave them 2 points.
Right, and that ball must have been out of the end zone.
Yep.
Otherwise, it would have been a touchdown. So they've got the 2 points for the safety.
Well, if you're going to say you dodged a bullet, it was a small bullet.
Yes.
We're not sure. We had number 45, Bobby, that blocked it, but I don't know who number 45 is. Not on the roster. Maybe we can pick it up. Talk about our crew. We got Asa Carroll and Era Towns down there pulling the cable for Ron Baton, who's on the sideline camera. Susan Bowers and Nathaniel Braxton up top. Bev Penn on the slow motion. The engineers, Don Chiraus. The graphics and audio, Andy Foley. And big guy, Scotty Bowers, built a tent. He's going to be here all day today.
Back to kick for Bethel, number 53, Matthew Andrews. He'll be kicking from the 20-yard line. Nice kick.
Really is, but you don't want to let it bounce. But
oh, there we go, right up the middle again. And Woodside is having great success. Looks like there might have been a fumble.
Well, I think the ground can't cause a fumble, but again, number 32, Gabriel Hamilton, watch him. He's again stopped a potential touchdown.
He has that. Now watch number 10, Derek Falk, field this ball on the 22. Look at him. He just goes right up the middle. Good blocking. And just tripped up, or he'd have picked up another 10 yards.
And I tell you, I'm impressed with Hamilton twice on special teams.
The young man gets down there, and I tell you, if not for him, he's probably saved 2 touchdowns right here. So Woodside starting in Bethel territory at the 47-yard line. Holmes gives the quick inside handoff to number 20, Terrence Boone.
Number 73 made the stop on that for you.
And that was Joseph Solomon, and that's about a 3-yard loss, 2-yard loss.
Another sophomore, 5'10", 210 sophomore, defensive lineman. They've got a young team. If you look at that roster, there's not many 12th graders. Only up there in the early numbers is a bunch.
2nd and 12. Holmes back to pass, and he's not going to get it away. The ball stripped. He gets it back. He's coming to the right side. He's got some room, Bob, and he's going to pick up the first down and more. Finally tackled by number 54, and that is Jonas Watson.
What a great job of defense back there, stripping the ball and almost catching him, but what a super job. Watch the replay as Elliott Holmes
that ball.
Right here is stripped, and he picked it up, and look at that move he made right there to freeze the tackler and said, okay, I'm going to put my head down and pick up a couple more yards.
In fact, that is a 29-yard pickup, and that is well past the first down yards.
Well, and what also made that thing work was the pass play, and he was rolling to the left and came back, and all the defense has shifted over there following the flow.
Straight handoff to Brandon Johnson around the right side. He gets back maybe a yard.
We got Solomon and Wood again on the tackle.
Call it 2 there, maybe 1. 2nd and a long 8. Woodside on the drive again here.
Well, they have moved the ball pretty consistently. They've shot themselves in the foot a couple of times.
Yeah. Holmes with a quick give. This goes to number 8, Brandon Johnson. He doesn't get much at all. He might get back to the line of scrimmage. He's stopped by number 39, William Frazier.
And the first one to hit him again was 73, Solomon.
Solomon's starting to make his move here.
He really, and you figure you got him as a sophomore playing defensive line, and right behind him a sophomore linebacker in Justin Wood. My goodness.
3rd and a long 7 for Woodside. Oh, that ball is fumbled. Looked like a mishandle from the snap.
The guy who blocked the kick, Bob will need that. You might want to write that name down since we don't have it anywhere.
Very good. Number 45, David McCullough. That was the young man that blocked the punt for the safety.
Well, they got him listed as 44, and he's actually number 45.
We'll make that change here. 4th down as Woodside could not pick up the first down. They'll try the field goal here. The kick is blocked.
The field goal is blocked.
Number 24 on the attempted kick, Jonathan Berry.
Did you see who got a hand on it?
Didn't catch that at all, no.
Well, the Bruins dodged a bullet there after they given good field position to the Wolverines inside their own 50. But blocked a field goal or got a hand on it anyway, and now to see if the Bruins can do something. Came out last time passing the ball. Very surprised at that move.
And they're in about the same place. Let's see if they try that again. I would think that they would try and establish Boyd as a ground game.
Well, look how close up the defensive backs are. They're only 7 yards off the line of scrimmage.
There's the give to Boyd. He breaks a tackle, gets outside, and if he can burst that speed, he's going to pick up some more yardage. He cuts back inside. He shakes 3 tackles. I'll tell you what, Bob, that boy is hard to bring down.
Oh, wow.
Ananias Boyd.
Why would you not give him the ball? Give it to it till they stop him, right?
I would make them stop him. Watch this.
And not only did a good job on the defense to open up
look at that one tackle.
Oh, but look at the tackles he blocked.
2, 3, 4, 5. I'll tell you.
The 6th one got him.
Just
and that
give
was
him
a
the ball and let him go. I'm like you. I'd make them stop. And maybe they listen to us. There he is again. Ananias Boyd, and he breaks 2 more. Gets through the middle, and he's close to another first down.
Well, Ananias is a let's see what his statistics are here.
Bob, he's already rushed 6 times for 120 yards, and we've still got 6 minutes and 23 seconds left in this half.
Well, how about 5'10", 185 sophomore?
Oh, no.
We have talked about 3 sophomores today that are making an impact in this game.
You are going to have to watch out for this Bruins team, not only this year, but next year and the year after that when these guys are seniors.
You know they're going to get better, they're going to get bigger, they're going to get stronger.
And that's a scary thought that Ananias Boyd could get any better than he is right now. That young man can move. Oh, a fumble somewhat on the handoff. Joshua Lyles mishandles that one. Made a good play to keep track of it.
And he's looking over the coach and said, "It's me, it's me." He was coming out before he had the ball, and he's lucky he didn't lose it. We got a timeout on the field, and while we have a timeout, I need to talk about some of our corporate sponsors.
Go right ahead.
Hampton Chevrolet urges you to support the community by giving to the Peninsula United Way campaign, and this is a tremendous outgoing of money that helps the needy, so you want to help them with that. And of course, we have for all your printing needs, give Tom Gear a call at 1909 North Armstead Avenue. And the phone number there is 827-8277.
Sunday evening at 7 p.m.
And there's a good shot of Ron Bowers. Ron Baton. Scotty, you're messing me up here. Asa Carolina Towns. Good shot of him. And then you notice that they're enjoying this summer-like weather.
Woodside has a total of 69 yards on the ground.
Oh, Scotty, you've set me up good, buddy.
One has the only positive yards.
We ask that everyone follow these rules during the game.
I'll tell you what a nice, beautiful day for a ball game this is.
Okay, for a total of 113
Let's see what we got.
yards.
Bethel has already carried the ball 7 times for 113 yards in this game, Bob. And, of course, Ananias Boyd has most of those, and he's carried 6 of those times.
And they just drew him offside. What'd they do?
Looked like they drew him offside.
Yeah, that's what you want to try to do every chance you get. After the game, make a trip to Zoom. Zoom's is your friendly neighborhood store. 5 Hampton locations have Beantown Coffee, Krispy Kreme donuts, ham and cheese subs, Coke, French fries.
Dead ball foul, encroachment against the defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And they have Citgo gas at all the Zoom stores.
So that play was one that worked. They drew him offsides to get the first down. I gave you Bethel's running stats a minute ago. Woodside has run 21 times for 69 yards. So you can see a big difference in the running game there. And there's Mr. Boyd again.
No, it's not Boyd. They went with the fullback that time. I believe that's
number 30.
35, 36. 36 maybe.
Number 36, Styles.
Yeah.
Styles.
Wolverine 28-yard line, 3-yard
Mr. Boyd will get a rest on that.
Well,
3-yard pickups.
You know, you know the defense is going to start keying on Ananias, so you try to pop that fullback through on a quick hitter. That keeps him honest.
Definitely tries, and of course, now might be a good time for one of those passes.
I'd get to Ananias. Of course, I said it after I see the handoff, right?
And they do give it to Boyd. He went right into the middle of the line, and he's hit by several people for Woodside.
We will pick a player of the game from the Hampton Bruins this afternoon, and that player receive a plaque and a shirt. Plaque comes from Engraving Inc., formerly Buckwalder's Engraving.
And that might be the Bethel Bruins.
I think it might be.
Rather than Hampton
It's really
Bruins.
funny, David Buckwalder, who is the owner, graduated from Bethel High School, so he is a Bruin, and he doesn't mind them getting the plaque.
Holmes with the pitch to Boyd to the right side, and Woodside was waiting for him this time. He was initially hit by number 15, Thomas Hobson.
A shirt comes from the Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods. That is located in Pocosin. Appreciate Islander and Engraving Inc. for helping us recognize player of the game. We got 4th and short. Are we going to go for a field goal? What are we going to do here? So the ball is what? About
going to go for the field goal.
About 18, says 28, maybe a 35-yarder. They're going to say, we're going to give it to Ananias. Let's get it outside here.
Well, that's who I'd give it to.
I wouldn't be any doubt in my mind.
No question. And there he is, and if he can break it outside, and he does. There are 2 tackles, 3. Bob, you can't bring him down.
Well, one of the things that happened in one of the games this year is he ran the ball real well, but he had trouble holding on to it. He's not. Watch the replay. He has no problem holding on to the ball, even though he has been hit multiple times.
Look at that. He starts inside, takes it outside. He's finally wrapped up. Looks like number 88.
That would be Daniel Gandy,
maybe.
Gandy, yeah, no R in that.
Yeah. Ball resting just over the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Bethel threatening. Well, a pass here to the corner of the end zone. The man's open, and he lays that ball
what
right
a
in.
nice, beautiful pass.
Beautiful pass by number 11, Joshua Lyles. And that's completed. Let's see if I can get that number. That's
80.
Number 80, Nick Leto. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name wrong, Lehto.
But that thing was laid just perfect. He got it, 2 feet, boom, and he was right out of bounds. I mean, nobody else could have caught that ball.
And you know what set up that play, too, was the fake to the run. They looked like they were going to give it to Boyd. He pulled back on it, a nice boot to the back. He set up, he waited for his receiver, threw a nice pass right into his arms. And the kick by Matthew Andrews is good. So Bethel, with 7 more points on the scoreboard, now leads this ball game 14-2. And here's the replay of that touchdown. You can see him come back. There's the fake. He sets it up, waits for the receiver, and Leto right to the corner.
That was so neat. How many yards was that?
That was a 15-yard pass. A completion by Joshua Lyles to number 80, Nick Leto, or Leto.
Number 15,
And that's
Bethel has mixed it up here. A pass.
very odd. With 3:15 to go in the first period, they score the first touchdown. With 3:17, almost 3:15 again. In the second, they scored the second touchdown. How about that?
Bethel's got this game all timed out.
Yes, they do.
They're going to make the most of it. If they continue to do this, they're going to put some points on the board today. Andrews back to kick from the 40-yard line. Gets it up fairly high, a little short. It's fielded by number 15 for Woodside. That's Mondo Davis. Doesn't look like he wanted to stop.
Oh, Mondo Davis, 6 foot and 201. But I'll tell you what, he looks like he's bigger than 201, but he was a load to bring down.
That kick went 39 yards, and Mondo Davis bulled his way for 21 up the middle of the field. I think he carried half the Bethel team with him.
He wasn't coming down easy, was he?
Well, you know, that ball was a little short, so maybe he's not used to getting it. He just wanted to show you what he could do when he got it. And I tell you what, he did a good job. 1st and 10. The pitch goes past Dexter Falk, and it's loose. Bethel all over the ball. It's still loose. That ball's a hot potato back there.
Oh, man.
Preliminary indication is that Bethel has recovered this one. And, Bob, that ball rolled around 3, 4, 5 yards back there before anybody could come up with it.
Try to see who come up with it.
Last man off the field appears to be number 75.
75 or 54?
75 or 54. Here's a replay.
The Bruins will take over 1st and 10 at the Wolverine 25-yard line.
That was either Jonas Watson or James Hairston.
Well, we have a timeout by the Wolverines, and that was just not a good pitch. And the coach, Danny Dodson over there, was talking to Richard Rawls. He said, hey, we're getting some holding out there, and you're not calling it, and I'm kind of upset about it. And I want to find out what are you going to do after the game. You're going to have pizza?
Well, I'm not sure Holden messed that one up there. Nobody was holding that running back.
That was just a real poor pitch. And it didn't look like anybody wanted to recover it there for a while. It was squirting around for about 5 yards, as you said.
Well, I think part of the problem there is sometimes when you see that ball loose, Bob, you have a tendency when you're that close to the goal to want to pick it up and get it in, when you should be just trying to cover that ball so that you can retain possession and get possession back.
But you see that in the pros.
You do.
You know, it's nothing that these kids don't see on TV.
Well, they tried it, but Bethel came up with the ball. Joshua Lyles behind center. And a fake to Boyd, and he's going to try again for the corner of the end zone. And it was to that same young man, number 80, Bob, Nick Leto. They figure if it works once, we'll try it again, and it came close.
It was working. Don't mess with it. Nice job of faking by Lyles in the backfield.
Here's the replay here. Watch this fake. Two people hit him. Now he's up with it.
A little bit of contact
in
the end zone, but
not enough.
Nothing to call anything.
And they come right back and give the ball to Boyd, and he goes around the left side. He'll get into about the 14-yard line. And that's why that pass play, even though it was incomplete, is so good. You get the defense to set themselves back knowing that, hey, you can throw that ball long.
Well, and one thing also you'll find out is this Ananias Boyd can not only go up the middle and pop him, but he can get outside. He's got the speed.
And when he gets out there, you better get to him. He picked up 11 yards on that play. He's now rushed the ball 10 times for 150 yards here in the first half alone, Bob. So Bethel with an opportunity to score here, 1st and 10. Holmes with the pitch to, you guessed it, Ananias Boyd, and this time he is sacked in the backfield. He is wrapped up by number 88 for Woodside. That's Daniel Gandy.
Daniel Gandy did a great job that time of cutting it off the outside. Watch the replay as Ananias tries to go outside and just cannot get out there because of the fine defensive play by Gandy.
Watch Gandy get in right here there. Quick. Look, he fights off the block.
Right, great job.
Wraps up the running back.
You got to make that block stick.
You got to stay with the man. If that's your primary hit, you got to stay with him, get him out of the way, make sure that runner makes the cut. So Bethel will try it again, 2nd down. The fake, and here we have the end around, and Leto has a wide open area. He trips. A flag goes down. Now, that play was slow in developing, but I'll tell you what, that could end up a big game.
Well, we have an injured player down on the field, but looks like he's getting up okay, number 1.
And we do have a flag.
And Dwayne Kendrick. Watch
Look at this replay.
But it was slow developing.
Watch how slow it is. They fake to the inside. They wait for Leto to come around. He gets it. He's wide open. He trips up. And there's a late flag right there. I wonder,
and that's probably against the Bruins.
See what that is.
Holding against the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat the down.
That's going to nullify a great pickup on an excellent play.
Well, you're only losing about a yard because they were already like I think it was like 2nd and 12 or something, and now it's 2nd and 13. So you didn't get to play and you didn't lose that much. I mean, that's not too bad. You can live with it. But what a nice call.
When you got a runner like Ananias Boyd, you can live with that. You're exactly right. 2nd, and they're going to call it 13. The ball on about the 12-yard line. Back to pass. Short pass, deflected a little bit by number 88, Robert Boone. It was intended for number 83 on Bethel. Or is that number 82? That's number 83, Jerry Brooks.
Yeah, that was Brooks. Almost came up with it. The ball is not on the 12. It's on the 17, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
I make those mistakes all the time. My abacus just doesn't work sometimes.
All those lines look alike from up here. Ball on the 17, 3rd and 13. Bethel throwing a lot down here at this end of the field, and you would think they would just give that ball to Ananias Boyd and let him bull his way in there. 3rd down, wide receiver right.
Now we're going to have delay of a game.
There it is.
Took too long to get that play in and get it set up.
3rd and 18 after this penalty. Well, you may have taken yourself out of the
offense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
3rd down and 18.
3rd and 18, you may have taken yourself out of the Ananias Boyd realm here to try and get that 1st down.
Well, and you may have brought yourself back to the point where it's too long for a field goal. The young man who kicks the extra point well, but he doesn't have a whole lot of distance. So this may be 4-down territory.
We'll see what happens. Here's the fake. The fake to Boyd. Ooh. Lyles back to pass. Looked like he wasn't quite sure what to do with that. He wanted to fake one way, fake another, and then turn around and throw the ball, and nothing seemed to work for Josh Lyles on that play.
Well, it just wasn't that much time. There was too much defensive pressure. They came back real quick and very aggressive right here and just didn't have any place to go.
Yeah. Hit by number 56 and 12. Looks like Tyrone Pettaway made the final stop. They got in there real quick. We've got 19 seconds left in the half. Bethel appears to be in no hurry to get a play off. They'll probably let it run out, and this half will end. So that's why they weren't worried about the 1st down, Bob.
I guess not, and I'm very I don't understand why they called timeout. You got a 4th down. You throw a pass, is intercepted, could be turned in for, at this point you got the lead, 14-2. Let it run out. But anyway, I'm not coaching. I'm up here. As I said, if you tuned in late, give you the scoring 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. Ananias Boyd ran for 78 yards for a touchdown. Just a brilliant run. And then with 3 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter, Lyles to Leto on a 15-yard fade pass into the corner of the end zone. Both extra points were good. Score now is 14-2 with a safety caused on a block punt early in the 2nd quarter, and I didn't get the time on that one. So
and that block punt was by number 45, David McCullough. And that was with 10:27 in the quarter.
And left in the 2nd quarter, wasn't it? Yeah.
That's right, 2nd quarter. 2nd quarter.
And that was who was that?
That was number 45, David McCullough. M-C-C-U-L-L-O-C-H. In case we mispronounce that one, that's how you spell it.
You pronounce it. We'll spell it, you pronounce it. I like that.
Well, it looks like Bethel's going to take one last shot. Lyles back to pass, and he throws a long one, and that one is going to Dwayne Kendrick in the end zone, and it's out of bounds.
Lyles got a strong arm.
He does. That was about a 44-yard pass, Bob.
Well, there's still 2 seconds left on the clock.
Bethel likes that into the end zone. We know that.
Scotty's got 1 minute.
2 seconds left to go in the game. Bethel with a 14-2 lead. And it looks like they're going to punt this one.
Now, they're not going to punt. What Bethel is doing is going into a prevent defense, just dropping everybody back.
I'm sorry. Woodside has the ball now.
Yeah. And they're just going straight ahead.
Woodside.
That was it. Let's run out the clock. Let's get out of here.
Elliot Holmes says, I'll take this one and call this half. So at the end of the first half, Bethel 14 and Woodside 2.
Stay tuned for the second half coming up shortly.
All right, we're back at Darling Stadium on a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Hampton.
And this is October the 1st. Oh, no, October the 2nd, by the way.
October the 2nd, the second day of October. Peninsula District Football, the Bethel Bruins leading the Woodside Wolverines 14-2. And, Bob, here are some halftime statistics for this football game.
Well, the compliments of Mr. Bob Killen.
Who's doing a wonderful job over here. Wonderful.
Careful now.
Bethel has rushed the ball 14 times for 134 yards. One of those a touchdown. The leading rusher, of course, has been Ananias Boyd. He's had 11 carries and gained 148 yards.
That's unbelievable.
One of those carries was a 78-yard touchdown. It was the first touchdown of the game and the first score for Bethel. Bethel is 1 for 7 in the passing department. No interceptions. They only have 15 yards, and that one went for a touchdown. Went for a touchdown to Nick Lado, who happens to be the leading receiver. And, of course, if you've only completed one pass and it's gone for a completion, you're going to be the leading receiver.
Not much competition.
Not at all. Nick Lado with 15 yards and a touchdown. The Bruins have 5 first downs. There have been 4 penalties for 35 yards. They have fumbled the ball no times and, of course, haven't lost any. For the Woodside Wolverines, they've rushed the ball 23 times for 56 yards. They've scored no touchdowns. Their leading rusher is Elliot Holmes, the quarterback. He's run it 8 times and picked up 22 yards, just a little under half of their total. They've thrown the ball 5 times, completed it twice, no interceptions. They've gained 10 yards, no touchdowns.
Great game to work.
The leading receiver is Ismail Stewart. He's had 1 reception for 6 yards and no touchdowns. And for the Wolverines, 4 first downs, 1 penalty for 5 yards. They fumbled it twice and lost it once, and that was a big turnover. And the halftime score here at Darling Stadium in Hampton, Bethel 14, Woodside 2.
And while you were talking, we had a chance to also hear Richard Rawls explaining that the Bruins will receive to start the second half. So that was right on the top of what you were saying. But good stats by our instant stat man, Bobby Killen.
Please remember, ladies and gentlemen, that you can see the Peninsula District football games on WHCS Channel 46. You can see the Kecoughtan-Phoebus games Monday at 4. You can see the Bethel-Woodside game that we're doing today, Sunday at 4 and Tuesday at 7. And, of course, tonight's game, Heritage in Hampton, will be shown Sunday at 7 and Friday at 7.
And if you can't watch them, set your VCR. You'll enjoy them. Great contests, one and all.
Woodside back to kick off. It'll be Jonathan Berry, number 24, with the kick. Double receivers for Bethel. It goes to the right side. That looks like number 1. He comes back across the field. That is Dwayne Kendrick. He cuts at the 15, gets a little bit of room, takes it to, he's still going.
Yeah, stepped out of bounds. He may have picked up some more yardage.
Yeah, I thought he stepped out of bounds too, but it looks like maybe he didn't. We've got a flag on the play. Looks like it might go against Bethel. It's a 45-yard kick.
Watch the replay of the kick here.
Watch him come across the field all the way across. He picks up a good block right there. Nice move to get by that man. And looks like he went out right there on about the 29-yard line.
But that will be for naught because we're going to go half the distance. Listen to Richard Rawls.
Slow to waste against the receiving team during the run back. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So after a 45-yard kick, the 13-yard return will be nullified, and that'll put Bethel deep in their own territory at the 9-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10.
For new and used cars, contact Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard, a locally owned business.
Number 11, Josh Lyles, the quarterback for Bethel. The running backs, number 36, Dialent Stiles, and number 20, Ananias Boyd.
Number 36.
And Stiles, number 36, gets the call this time. He takes it up the middle for a few yards. Looks like he might have picked up 3.
Joe Davis on the tackle for the Wolverines.
We'll call it 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Europe Printing is a place to go for all your printing needs. Any business cards, letterheads, etc. You get a personal touch, only available at Gear Up Printing, 1909 North Armstead Avenue, 827-8277.
Lyles brings his Bruins to the line of scrimmage. A quick pitch to Ananias Boyd, and he is wrapped up. Oh, was that a hit?
No block there. The leading back just missed the block, and that's what happens. Ananias paid the price.
And, Bob, that was number 88, Daniel Gandy. He's the same young gentleman that made that big hit in the first half that wrapped up Ananias Boyd on the right side. This time he gets him. Watch this.
But I tell you, Ananias is going to wish that somebody would knock this guy down.
He comes right through there, slips right past the block, and wraps up Boyd for a loss. So it'll be 3rd and 7 for the Bruins. Dwayne Kendrick comes wide right. Christopher Kinnaid in the slot. The pitch to Boyd, the left side. This time he cuts back into the line.
Well, may have a face mask or something. I'm not sure what, but a quick flag on the far side over there. But, I think they've made some adjustments at halftime. They being the Wolverines, they're kind of keen on Ananias.
And that's what they're going to have to do.
Let's listen to Richard Rawls, see what he has to say. It is face mask.
Well, that's going to help Bethel.
Well, it most certainly will. Zooms has given an award to the senior football player on each of the teams this year who has demonstrated academic excellence. These players will be awarded plaques at the school board meeting after the season. Thank you, David Allen.
Face mask penalty against the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, David Allen and Zooms, for your continuing support of WHCS and our student athletes.
Well, they walk off the penalty and spot the ball at the 27-yard line of Bethel, where it'll be 1st and 10.
Well, that gets them out of that hole. They were down there inside the 10 at about the 9-yard line to start this series.
Looks like they got a new running back there. Lyles back to pass. He's got plenty of time. The receiver open, number 24, Christopher Kinnaid.
Well, he did a good job coming back to the ball. Didn't pick up much, but he did make sure that he was the only one who's going to catch the ball.
Picked up about, maybe 2 yards on the play. Nice pass. Lyles had plenty of time back there. The blocking was good. 2nd down and 6.
Looks a little more like 8.
Looks like they're giving Ananias Boyd a rest. New running back in there. Appears to be number 44.
Oh, that's got to be
Justin
a young
Wood.
Man. Yeah, the young man that we.
And he gets the call and the ball, and he takes the middle, bounces to the outside, or tries to bounce it to the outside. He's wrapped up by number 88. And, of course, that's Daniel Gandy.
That young man has really been very active on defense.
He has that, a junior, 6'1", 185 pounds.
We will pick a player. Watch the replay. We will pick a player of the game from the Bethel Bruins this afternoon. That player received a plaque and a shirt. Plaque comes from Buckwalder Engraving, which is now called Engraving Inc., located at Tab Square in York County. The shirt comes from Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods. Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods located in Poquoson.
Lyles with the handoff to Ananias Boyd, who's back in the game. He slips by one tackle and is hit by number 84, number 84, Earl Cooper. So Boyd, after a short rest, gets back in the game and gets the call to carry the ball. He'll pick up a few more yards.
Well, at that time, he tried to string it out. You watch the replay, and you'll see he's trying to get it outside rather than cut in right there. And they're doing a little bit better job, the Wolverines are, making him cut that ball back inside and not let him get out to the corners.
And that's what you have to do, contain him and push him in where you can get some help. Back to punt for the Bruins. Number 7, Mark Jefferson, a short punt. Looks like it may roll out of bounds or roll dead on or about the 40-yard line. 24-yard punt by Mark Jefferson. It rolls dead. Woodside will take over now, 1st and 10 on their own 40-yard line. Woodside behind in this ball game, 14-2.
Good field position to start your first possession of the second half.
Especially if you need the points, and in this case, Woodside does.
They need something. Oh, I see Justin Wood come limping off, number 44.
Saw that too, but wasn't going to say anything. Didn't want to jinx the young man. Elliott Holmes behind center for Woodside.
May just be a cramp.
He gives it to number 8, Brandon Johnson. He gets loose around the left side. Close to a first down. Looks like he may have picked up about 8 yards.
Nice run by the young man. Looked like he was going to be stopped 2 or 3 different times.
He stopped on the play by number 33, Ryan Holloway, the linebacker.
HCS Reports has a new look. Join anchor Beth Sadler Monday through Friday at noon and at 5 p.m. for all the news and information about the Hampton City Schools.
Johnson in motion. He gets the ball to the right side. He gets a block and gets it up over and into Bruin territory. He's stopped by number 21, Mike Johnson.
You got to be pleased if you're Woodside. Young man Johnson does a great job of following his blockers and cutting off the block, picking up extra yardage as he does so.
And that's what you have to do if you're going to have to gain yardage against this tough Bethel defense today. 1st and 10. Woodside with some movement. Here comes Johnson to this side. The give goes inside to number 20, Terrence Boone. He picks up about 4 yards, maybe 5. See where the spot is. About a 5-yard gain for number 20, Terrence Boone. Woodside moving the ball pretty good right now, Bob.
But they have moved the ball pretty well between the 20s.
It's when they get in the red zone that they've got that problem. A lot of movement I've noticed this time on their offense. Once again, the give to Johnson around the outside. He's got some open room. If he can break a tackle, he does. And number 8, Brandon Johnson, just took that ball and had a burst of speed once he got through one tackle on the right side.
Well, I tell you, I'm impressed with Danny Dobson as we watch the replay on the adjustments he has made and the little changes he's made. But that is a great run by Johnson.
It was that. He broke 2 tackles there 5 yards earlier. A pickup of 18 yards for Johnson on the play. 1st and 10. The ball on about the 22-yard line of the Bethel Bruins. Johnson in motion again, and the give goes to him once again, and this time he's hit by number 39 of the Bruins, William Frazier.
Hey, he wasn't messing around that time. He said, you ain't coming around my side no more. That's it.
You go to the well one too many times, and it's going to be dry.
You got to stop him sometime. Good job that time. WHCS Channel 46 presents live your school board meetings on the 1st and 3rd Wednesday of each month at 7:30 p.m. So tune in and be informed.
Woodside with a 2nd down. About 11. Maybe a little bit of a loss on that last play. Johnson in motion again, but this time the give goes inside. Number 20, Terrence Boone.
Isn't that a nice, neat handoff? You really don't see that handoff.
It's a quick one, and then you've got to sell the next one like we said earlier. He's stopped by number 15, Thomas Hobson of Bethel.
You see what's happening again? They get down there close to the 20-yard line, and they're not having the success they had in between the 20s.
And that's a combination of a Bethel defense that has decided you're not going to run on us, and a Woodside offense that says we're just going to keep pounding the ball. Whoa, but they're not going to pound much that time. Elliott Holmes with the keeper.
As number 54 and 15.
Jonas Watson and Thomas Hobson, and it doesn't look like they were even blocked on that play. They came right through.
Oh, man. And that brings a 4th down, and you don't want to punt it. You punt it, you're only going to gain maybe 6 yards unless you happen to get it inside the 5-yard line, but got to go for it at this point.
3 minutes and 50 seconds, and you're behind in this ball game. You've got to do something.
We should have had movement. There was,
Holmes back to pass, flags all over. He rolls left, good coverage. He's got a man open, but throwing back across the body to number 12, Tyrone Petaway.
Oh, tough pass.
Pass goes incomplete.
Richard Rawls made the call. As the motion in the backfield, I saw the offensive back start moving forward, and they're going to decline it.
Well, that's a smart move.
Illegal motion against the offense. Penalty's going to be declined. 1st down.
Anytime you can get the ball, you don't take the penalty. So Bethel will take over on downs. They'll get the ball at the 26-yard line. They're leading in this ball game 14-2. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And I would look, Bob, for Ananias Boyd to just run and run and run. And make Woodside continue to stop him.
Well, they stopped him the first series of ball downs in this 3rd quarter. Let's see what they can do now.
Lyles sets him up, and there's the give to Boyd. Woodside, like you said earlier, Bob, they're ready for him this time. They seem to be keying right on him. Number 46 and number 56. That was...
I don't know who 56
46.
I don't know who 56 is. I don't have a 56.
Don't have them either.
Maybe it was, we have a 55 out there?
We got a 55, Anthony Cone.
That may be him. I don't see a 55 out there. So, well, just play it by ear.
Well, it was a nice tackle
anyway.
2nd down. The give to Ananias Boyd.
Handoff to number 20, Ananias Boyd.
Hit initially by number 88, Daniel Gandy. And he was finished off by number 15, Mondo Davis. So they are giving the ball to Boyd.
But he is not picking up the yards he did in the first half, and the reason being is Danny Dodson, the head coach over there at the Wolverines, has made some adjustments. They're keying on him. They're going to say, if you're going to score any more points in the second half, you're going to have to do something rather than Boyd, because we're going to stop Boyd. We're going to make you beat us somewhere else.
And if you run him, we're going to make you run him inside where we can get some help. Boyd's got to get to the outside. Lyles back to pass. He's got a man open. A long pass, number 89.
Wow. Copley.
Clifton Copley with a great catch. Another strong throw by that young quarterback from Bethel.
Watch the rebound. I am impressed with the way he is faking his handoffs and picking out the receiver, because he looked at 2 different receivers before he settled on Copley. We have an injured player on the field for the Wolverines. I don't know who. I can't pick out the number. Let's hope it's not a serious injury.
That was a 36-yard pickup for the Bruins, and that was not an easy catch. The coverage was decent on that ball. He had the pass right on the money, led him a step or two where Copley could get to it. Got that little burst of speed away from the defender, was able to catch the ball, and a nice 36-yard pickup for Boyd. And I'll tell you what made that play was the runs to Ananias Boyd. When Woodside has to key on him, they're going to leave something open in the middle because they're trying to force him to the middle. They're going to have the opening there, and Bethel took advantage of it that time.
They did a good job of it, I tell you. And Copley did a great job of separating himself from the defender, which made that a much easier pass. Than it looked easy, but it was not an easy pass and catch. But great concentration on Copley's part. We have timeout on the field. We got 2:12 to go in the third quarter.
And I still don't have a number for that player down on the field.
Well, let's just hope it's not a serious thing.
You always hope that. You always hope that. It's a tough game, a hard game to play. You're going to get hit out there, but these young gentlemen are in good shape, and that's why they practice every day, all day, and go through that rigorous training in order to come out here and play. And they want to make sure that when they're hit, they're not hurt.
Well, and officials a lot of time, it's one of the reasons they don't run the ball out of the end zone on a kickoff. Once it's kicked in the end zone, it comes back out to the 20, and that's an automatic thing.
Well, it makes a lot of sense. You want these kids to come back and play next week.
You do that. You tell me you like baseball.
Yes, I do.
And do a good job. You announced the Kecoughtan game, the home games.
That's correct. Announced the Kecoughtan Warrior home games over at Kecoughtan High School. Wonderful games. Baseball's a great game to watch. I also got the opportunity, of course, you know.
Number 10 is the one.
Number 10, Woodside. That's the running back, Dexter Falk. That doesn't look good. He's limping off the field on one leg.
He's not putting any weight on that left leg at all.
Well, you hate to see that happen. You hate to see legs.
Well, now.
Well, you hate to see legs get hurt. I'll put it that way.
You finished that statement. you left me hanging there.
Don't go there.
Yeah, you left me hanging there.
Remember, and I'm not Tim.
I just hope Ruth isn't listening to this broadcast.
We're talking about football legs here,
okay.
Ruth, if you are listening. The pitch to Ananias Boyd, and he is swarmed under, and there's Daniel Gandy again, forcing that play inside.
And that's exactly what he did. He took on the blocker, knocked the blocker aside, and forced that play inside. Did not make the tackle, but was very instrumental in that play, not picking up any yardage.
He was.
In fact, what did he do? Lose a
couple of yards there. Yeah. Mondo Davis made the tackle along with that infamous number 56 that we don't have on our sheets up here. We apologize for that. But number 56, you've made a couple of nice tackles so far in this quarter. Bethel faced with second and long, 12 yards. Lyles takes the snap, fakes the pitch to Boyd. Gandy goes with it. He throws the long pass.
It was right in the middle. One of you guys get to that ball, will you?
And you could kind of see both receivers just kind of drop their arms like, is it yours or mine?
Yeah. Are you going to go for it? It's like one of these pop flies. I got it. You got it. Watch the replay.
Watch the replay. Number 1, Dwayne Kendrick, and number 24, Christopher Kinnaid, where one of them was their intended receiver. And you can see that ball just falls dead right in between them. There's a flag on the play, Bob.
That may be Christopher Candy. I believe there should be a Y Candy on there, and you're pronouncing it the way it is on it. But
holding against the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of foul. Repeat second down.
I believe that is Christopher Candy, if I'm not mistaken. I may be mistaken, but I believe that's who it is.
I'll make that change here, Chris Candy.
Makes it second down and 27 yards to go for the first down.
So the penalty will take the ball back into Bruin territory. The nose of the ball resting on the 45-yard line. It'll be second and 28. Lyles takes the snap. He fakes the ball to Ananias Boyd and gives it to Leto, number 80, on the end around. Development of a good play, but Woodside makes the adjustment.
We got a number for that, number 56.
Right, Woodside number 56 is Mr. Earl Cooper.
Well, see, that was one of
number 84.
Yeah, well, that makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Does that. So, Mr. Cooper, we apologize.
Well, you were right sticking with Ishmael Stewart as the 84.
Ishmael is number 84. Mr. Cooper is not, and that solves our mystery. Third and long for the Bethel Bruins. 3rd and 22, and we have a flag.
Too much time.
And that's not a penalty they needed right at this moment with third.
While they're having that delay of penalty, listen to Richard Rawls tell us about it.
Dead ball foul, delay a game against the offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat the down.
I want to let the Bethel High faculty, students, and parents of the band that this halftime show that was shown today will be shown at its entirety at the conclusion of today's game. So stay tuned for that.
That'll be a good show.
Well, we got to see it. It was pretty good.
3rd and 27, Lyles back to pass, throws it up toward Leto. Oh, what a great catch. 40-yard pass completion to number 80, Nick Leto, and that was a stupendous catch. Watch this replay. Plenty of time.
They haven't caught many, but when they caught, they've been spectacular.
Look at this. Oh,
he
wow.
had to make an adjustment to that ball, looking over his right shoulder and had to come back over his left shoulder. Now we have end of the third quarter of play.
And at the end of 3 quarters here at Darling Stadium in downtown Hampton, the Bethel Bruins 14 and the Woodside Wolverines 2. Oh, I tell you what, every time I see that young quarterback Lyles throw the ball, I can't say enough about how strong his arm is. A junior, Lyles is 6'2", 175 pounds, and he has a strong arm. And Leto, once again, Leto on the touchdown pass makes the beautiful burst in the corner of the end zone to get the ball, and here he just flat lays out to make the catch.
Well, you got to be impressed with Leto's ability to make adjustment and catch the ball, but Lyles, I am like you are, Paul, that I am impressed with not only his ability to throw the ball down the field, but he does a great job of faking the ball, of hiding the ball, to buys him another second or two to be able to step up and pass that ball, because you know, as a passer, you cannot throw the ball that far off your back foot. You got to be able to step into it, and he has done a great job. We've got some tremendous candidates that we're going to talk about for the player of the game. Justin Wood, Hamilton, Solomon, Boyd, Leto, just to name a few, have done a great job. It's going to be a tough call, but we will narrow it down, and this does not mean if we pick one of them that the others are not just as deserving, but we are limited by who we can pick.
Exactly correct. So Bethel now 1st and 10, threatening to score. Lyles on what looked like either a keeper or a busted play.
It was the option play. He faked it to the fullback and was coming down the line and was either going to pitch it or keep it, and he kept it, but now we got a penalty.
Flag.
But that was not a bad call. First time we've seen the option today by the Bruins. But that's going to take them back 15 from where they are, so that put the ball wide at, about a 30-yard line.
That's a big one.
Flipping against the offense, 15-yard penalty from spot of the foul, repeat first down.
Lyles on the keeper. The penalty takes it back to the 28-yard line of Bethel. We're talking about Lyles. He's completed 4 passes out of 10 for 93 yards today. 1st and 10, Lyles back, the give. No. There it is again. Another good fake, just like you were saying earlier. He fooled me on that one. Looks like he was going to give Boyd the ball. He pulls it back and throws it to number 89, Clifton Copley again.
Big lineman, I don't know if that's 66 or 69, whoever it was for the Woodside, leveled Lyle after he threw it. I mean, he paid the price for that one.
I missed that.
Well, you were looking down the field, and I was looking. Lyles dusted himself off as he picked himself up.
I was waiting to see if I was going to see another great catch. 2nd down and 23 for the Bruins. Lyles fakes it twice. He's back to pass again, but he's not going to get this one off. There's that number 56 again, Earl Cooper. Busts through from the backside and just wrestles down Lyles from behind. he didn't have a chance to do anything with it.
Well, again, a right-handed quarterback running to the left. You got to turn and square your shoulders away to get some zip on the ball and to be accurate with it. And when he stopped to twist his shoulders, there was that young man, Cooper, staring him right in the face. Now we got a timeout by the Bruins.
Timeout. 11 minutes and 13 seconds left in this game. Bethel 14, Woodside 2.
Hampton Chevrolet urges you to support your community by giving to the United Way campaign. Hampton Chevrolet is a locally owned business. Printing is our only game, and we're very good at what we do. So whatever your printing needs are, call us at Gear Up Printing at 827-8277. They are located at 1909 North Armstead Avenue.
That, of course, is owned by Tom Gear.
Tommy Gear. I call him Tommy. I can get by with it because I coached the, who's that? Nathaniel Braxton. I coached Tommy in junior high school football, so I call him Tommy. Everybody else calls him Tom.
Well, I call him Tom. He was a year ahead of me at high school. We both graduated from Kickingham.
Well, he's your elder, so I guess you have to do that.
Yes, he's my elder, so I'll call him Tom. And I apologize, Tom, but I'll call you Mr. Gear, too.
After the game, make a trip to Zoom. Zoom's your friendly neighborhood store with 5 Hampton locations.
From the shotgun formation, Lyles with a long throw to the corner. We had a little bit of contact down there.
Incidental.
That was intended for number 80, Nick Leto. Defended on the play by number 84, Ishmael Stewart.
Watch the throw again. Nice touch on the ball.
Look at the height on that ball.
Number 7, Mark Jefferson in punt formation for the Bruins.
4th down and 30 for the Bruins. They're going to punt. The punter, Mark Jefferson, number 7. He'll stand at about the 50-yard line.
Brandon Johnson deep for the Woodside Wolverines.
Brandon Johnson back on his own 10-yard line to receive the punt. Strong rush. Nice kick, real high. Johnson will get out of the way, and Bethel. Oh!
All he had to do was catch it.
All he had to do was keep it in his hands as Bethel's number 11, Joshua Lyles, rushed down there, got that ball out of the end zone with a nice tip. Look at this punt. Now watch Lyles. Lyles will get down there quickly. He knows it's going into the end zone, and he's going to have to keep it out.
Watch this. Now, good job on the Bev.
Jumps
right
up.
And I know what happened. That young man was looking down to make sure his feet was not on the goal line and really took his eyes off the ball.
But still a nice punt.
We've seen that in the pros, so that's nothing to be ashamed of. A good hustle, though.
It'll go into the end zone. Woodside will get it 1st and 10 on their own 20. Holmes back to pass. He's got plenty of time, but now he's got a little pressure, and he'll try and run it out. He's stopped by number 35 and 41 for the Bruins. That's Lorenzo Perry and Brian Jordan. So with nobody there to pass to, he tucks it in and picks up about 3 yards. And that's what you've got to do. When you don't have a receiver there, you've got to get some positive yardage out of it.
There just wasn't any place for him to go with it. It looked like he only had one receiver over here on this side.
Holmes will bring him back. He's got double back sets. Looked like some movement on the left.
Yeah.
Somebody was a little quick.
Yeah, and I think they blew this thing dead before it even got started. That was kind of ugly from the beginning, wasn't it?
What was that? But, you know, at this time of the day, you're getting tired.
Illegal procedure signal against the Woodside Wolverines.
And preliminary, here it comes.
Dead ball foul. False start by the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
So Woodside moving backwards has 2nd and 12. The ball on the 18-yard line.
They had 2nd and 7, so that doesn't do them any good, especially down at this end of the field.
And it looks like we may have a timeout for an equipment check here. Number 22, that's Telvin Green. He's running off the field.
Got some blood. They're going to get him out and get that squared away. He's got to come off. He has no choice.
Can't be on the field if you have any blood at all.
That's number 9, William
William Conades.
Conades, yeah.
Conades. So he'll come in and take the place of number 22, Telvin Green. Woodside will go back and talk it over real quickly. Make sure everybody's on the same page. Holmes, the quarterback. Brandon Johnson, one of the backs. Holmes back to pass, and he is hit hard. And that ball is intercepted by the Bruins.
And looked like number 15 is the one that made the hit on the quarterback.
And that was a new quarterback that threw that. That was William Conades, who just came into the game. It was a quarterback on that, Bob. He threw it, and you're right. He was hit hard by number 15, Thomas Hobson. And
Lorenzo Perry, 35, came up with the interception. Nice
interception it was. Another one of those diving catches there.
Bruins showing they have some good hands when it comes to catching that ball.
Could almost be an advertisement.
Well, tonight you'll hear that
one. So Bethel with the interception will take over deep in Woodside territory. The ball resting on the 23. In the shotgun formation is Joshua Lyles. Looks like Bethel's going to throw the ball. He's got a man open. Oh, Bob, number 24, Christopher Candy was wide open underneath, and he couldn't get the ball to him.
Well, he took a pop. Two Wolverines lowered the boom on Lyles.
Well, I guess Woodside made adjustments to stop Boyd, and so Bethel's making the adjustments. If you're going to do that, we're going to try and pass. Look at this replay. Ooh, he's hit hard.
And that may have affected his aim a little bit.
I'm going to guess that it did.
Well, I felt that, and I'm up here.
Lyles with the pitch outside to Boyd, and they've still got him wrapped up.
Did you see how many?
15 and number 20.
Did you see how many Wolverines went outside when they saw that pitch?
They've got to keep him in. They've got to keep him in. That was number 15, Mondo Davis, and number 20, Terrence Boone. Watch this replay here. Look at him get out there quick. Look at that.
I tell you what,
Mondo Davis
great time to pitch the ball to Boyd and have Leto come around on a handoff.
A reverse.
Because everybody is going to follow Boyd over to that side.
Well, maybe they're listening to you down there, and they'll try that one.
Still playing two. We're in
If you want,
go ahead.
Holding against the offense, 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Repeat the down.
Well, that's not going to help that play at all.
We've got 9:29 to go in the game.
10-yard penalty puts Bethel back to the 35-yard line. Second and 20, a little over 20 yards. The fake, Lyles throws, but he underthrows Clifton Copley.
Well, Copley was running a streak route, just going all out, and Lyles actually threw the ball low and behind him like he was expecting him to do a hook pattern or something.
A hook or a curl, that's right. But Copley didn't do that. He kept on going, and the ball fell incomplete. So the Bruins are faced with long yardage, 22 yards, third down. And the pitch, once again, trying to get Ananias Boyd outside. And, Bob, I don't think they're going to be able to do it here.
I don't think they are either. But I'll tell you what, number 45, and that's
number 45 is David McCullough.
No,
David McCullough. That's the McCullough.
That young man did a great job that time of just taking away the interference. There was nobody there that could stop, to pick up the blocking assignments and nowhere for Boyd to go.
And once again, Mondo Davis there to turn Boyd inside.
We've got to take a timeout. Didn't have enough people on the field, and you don't want to let them block another punt. They've already blocked one, got 2 points off of it.
We got a timeout here. 8 minutes and 32 seconds to go in this game. Bethel still leading 14-2 against the Woodside Wolverines.
And I'll give you some of the scoring if you missed it during the first quarter of action at 3:15 to play. Ananias Boyd got off a 78-yard run for the first touchdown. The point after was good. with 10:22 to go in the second quarter. David McCulloch blocked a punt and went out of the end zone, which ensued a 2-point safety for the Wolverines. It was 7-2 at that point, and with 3:17 to go in the first half, Lyles threw a nice fade pattern, a 15-yard pass completed to Leto for the second touchdown. Again, the point after was good. Oh, and I keep saying point after. Who kicked the extra points?
And the points for Bethel, of course, is that young man, number, I want to say Andrews. Matthew Andrews, number 53. Matthew Andrews. Back to punt for the Bruins, number 7, Mark Jefferson. For the Woodside Wolverines, Brandon Johnson back to receive. Another nice high kick, and Johnson will let it go, and here we go. This time, Josh Lyles is down there, and he takes it himself.
Well, and one of his players jumped on his back and almost run him into the end zone. You got to be careful.
But we've got a flag on the play, and preliminary indication is against Bethel, so this may all go for naught. And they're talking with Woodside.
Well, I tell you what, if it's against Bethel, you make him punt it again, because
Yes, you
don't want to. He'll start down there.
Now watch this. Here's the punt. Johnson lets it go. Lyles is right there, turns his back, makes the catch, protects the ball from getting into the end zone.
10-yard penalty from spot to foul, 4th down.
Well, there you have it, the flag, and of course Woodside's going to say, Bethel, you're going to have to do this all over again.
I tell you what,
we're not going to take it on the goal line.
I have a feeling that number 8 is going to, Brandon Johnson is going to catch this ball.
10 penalties for 100 yards.
Bethel now has 10 penalties for 100 yards in this game. That is not the direction you want to go if you're trying to score. Well, that ball takes a very strange bounce. It hits at about the 22-yard line and then bounces backwards.
Well, I tell you, that 10-yard penalty resulted in about 26 yards difference in field position for the Wolverines.
Maybe even 30-some yards. If they'd have got that ball in the goal, they'd have been in deep trouble. Now they've got it at about the 30-yard line. Got another flag. And once again, Bethel.
Well, this time I'd say we want the ball.
Yeah. I don't think I'd want him to kick it again. 31-yard line is not a bad place to start from.
Illegal shift. Man was never set against defense. Penalty's going to be declined. 1st down.
And, Bob, I think that's a good move to decline that penalty. You need to get something going. We got major confusion here.
Yeah, Bruins thought they were going to punt the ball again, I guess. And almost got caught with too many people on the field and not in the right position. And
I think
that would have been a wild play, to say the least.
That would have been a good time to call a timeout. The pitch goes to, Powell gets up there. That's number 15, Mondo Davis. He'll take the ball, and he's swarmed by a host of Bethel Bruins. He'll pick up about 3 yards. Woodside will have the ball 2nd down and a long 7.
But they just have not had any luck in passing the ball, so you don't look at them to put it up in the air, but they got to get 2 scores.
As soon as you say that, they throw it to a wide open man, and he drops it.
No, they're saying that they're saying they completed and the ground caused the fumble.
Caused the ball to come out. Well, from my angle here, it looked like it wasn't quite a catch, but they're saying it is.
He's closer than we
they
are.
A whole lot closer than I am. A whole lot closer.
Watch the replay, and you make the decision. See what you would have thought of this.
Well, I don't know.
He said maybe both feet were down.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. That ball came out real quick.
We do want to thank Engraving Inc. and Island Hardware and Sporting Goods for allowing us to pick up a player of the game for the Bethel Bruins this afternoon. That player will receive a plaque and a shirt. Thank you, Dave Buckwalder and John Roberts. We have a discussion down there on the field, and I'm not sure what it is, except that maybe was it a completed pass? And he said, yeah, it was. So let's get it going.
They might also be discussing what down it is, too. Well, they do call it a completion.
Well, Richard was trying to tell us, but we didn't pick him up.
3rd down and 2. Let's see if they try and bust this one over. Oh, they're going to throw. 3rd and 2, and they've got Johnson wide open on the right side. He's got the first down easily. Nice little pass from Elliott Holmes to number 8, Brandon Johnson. Watch the replay here. You see he's got him wide open there on the outside. He take the ball, turn it upfield. He's tackled by number 2, Cedric Sharpless. So 1st and 10. And Woodside wants to pass. Uh-oh.
Yeah. That was kind of thrown up. Who's going to catch? Who's going to get to it first?
They wanted Justin Hart to catch that ball, but looked like, who was it, number 41, Brian Jordan.
Yeah, Mark Streeter was saying, hey, I got just as much right to that ball when you throw it up in the air as anybody else.
That's right. That ball could have been anybody's. That could have been a big turnover right there. As it is, the pass falls incomplete, and it'll be 2nd and 10. And I'm a little bit surprised they're passing, and yet, like you said earlier, they're not getting much on the ground, so they've got to do something to score. He gets away from one defender. Oh, what a nice catch. What a nice catch. Who was that over there? Number...
Holmes' pass complete to number 84, Ishmael Stewart.
That was Ishmael Stewart. Watch this play. He gets away from one man. That's number 15 of the Bruins, Thomas Hobson. And a nice catch.
Well, we have a flag on the play. Well, you heard Richard Rawls.
Had the wrong man downfield trying to catch that ball. You know, football would be a lot easier game if you could just have everybody go down there and throw it.
Ineligible receiver downfield against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
Yeah, just, okay, center, you go out for passes.
Yeah.
Little sandlot ball is what you're saying, huh?
Fake a block, just stand out there and I'll throw it to somebody.
24-yard line.
Well, that'll negate that nice completion to Ishmael Stewart, and it'll bring up 2nd and 13 for Woodside. And I would look for him to throw the ball again, and it is a quick one. And it goes to number 84, Ishmael Stewart. He'll be just shy of the original line of scrimmage, maybe a pickup of 2 yards, 2.5.
Got 6:30 to go in the game, and we're trying a little hurry-up offense by the Wolverines, but now we have a stoppage of clock because of the pad is showing, and that's a safety factor. Good job, Richard Rawls.
Yep. Want to make sure these young kids are protected out there. Long pass, and this one, that one kind of floated there, almost intercepted by Mark Streeter. It was intended for number 84, Ishmael Stewart, but he kind of hung that one up, and it's not what you want to do.
And from the safety spot came Jason Wood, came flying over there.
And that's what happens when the ball gets a lot of air underneath it. You give those defensive backs, especially the safeties, time to make that quick adjustment. And that's when the receiver's looking downfield instead of the ball. He hears the feet. So quarterback Elliott Holmes with another shot here, 4th and 11. He misplays the center, and that ball drops on the ground where it's picked up by the running back, number 20, Terrence Boone. And I'm sure that's not what Woodside wanted to happen right here. With 4th and long, behind in this game by 12 points, they needed to make a first down. Watch this play. He just never had it, Bob.
Yeah, well, he dropped the ball, and that just, you lose that second. And then by that time, the defense is in on top of you, and there was just nowhere for him to go.
Not at all. Not at all. Terrence Boone making the recovery on that play. Keeps Bethel from trying to advance it. But Bethel will take over on the Woodside 44.5. 1st and 10, and they're ahead 14-2. The give to Ananias Boyd. He hits the middle, bounces outside. He's going to pick up a couple of yards. He's tackled by looks like number 80 or 89. 88, Daniel Gandy. There's that name again.
I tell you, he's played a great job on defense that time, but now Ananias Boyd shows tremendous ability to get outside. What he's going to have to show now to take that next step to becoming a real good runner is to cut that back across the green,
exactly.
And that'll and they're bringing him out to give him a breather. But that'll, that comes with experience. It looks like it's easy to just keep running forward, but sometimes you can really pick up that yardage coming back across the green.
And the new running back in the game, number 32, Gabriel Hamilton, gets the call, and he takes it up the middle for a few yards. So Hamilton comes in, and immediately they give him some action.
And 5:21 to go in the game, Woodside said, well, we're going to take one of our timeouts, and that's either their last one or they've got one more to go.
Might have one more. So with 5:21 to go in the game, Bethel still leading 14-2. Been very, very impressed by Ananias Boyd. Very impressed.
Done a good job, really has. And we need to get to the point where, like a couple minutes yet, we'll go over our player of the game. But
that's going to be a tough one.
It really is. And I've got a couple people I'm looking at as you are. So we'll make that decision as Bethel comes out of that timeout and see if they can. All they need to do is pick up a few first downs. They're going to run the clock down and shorten this game up. That's what Tracy Parker wants to do right now. Let's make this game real short.
It's all in the ball control. So Lyles sets him up. Hamilton still in the game. The give goes to him, and Bob, this young man is picking up some yards here.
They even got an official that time. Down he went. Does he get an assist on that tackle or what?
I'd give him one. Number 32, Gabriel Hamilton, stopped by number 15, Mondo Davis. Here's a replay for Hamilton. He takes the ball, just takes it right up, finds the hole quickly, and he gets that referee real well.
Down he goes.
Spun him right around.
Took his legs right out from under him. We keep telling you, if you take the legs out, the body will fall.
And you just saw proof of that right there.
They tried to draw him offside, they being the Bruins, and it didn't work, so it's still going to be 4th and short. But they took a timeout with 4:41 to go in the game.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on how the team feels at that point in the game and how experienced they are.
Well, not only that, but also how emotional you get in the game. And if you've been doing a good job defensively, you want to do it, you're all anxious and your adrenaline is flowing and you're poised to go, and you hear you're pulling off, and that sometimes happens.
And it doesn't cost you anything but a timeout to try. So.
That's right. Mike Smith has been a master of that for many years. And you'll notice on the Peninsula that Peninsula teams use that, and will catch each other on it occasionally. But when the Peninsula teams play teams from other districts, that works a very high percentage of the time.
And that's probably why they practice it here. Mike Smith, coach of the Hampton Crabbers, and they'll be playing tonight against Heritage, and that game too will be on WHCS Cable Channel 46.
Yes, sir. The sports network for the Hampton City Schools.
The only real good sports network for Hampton City Schools.
Well, for anybody, really. Let me toot our own horn here.
Well, I know they've got two great announcers in Tim and Bob.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
Here's the punt by number 7, Mark Jefferson. And that goes all the way back to the 1, and number 8, Brandon Johnson, fields it there, and he just slips.
Well, and that
no other word for it.
That may have been one he should have let bounce.
33-yard punt by Mark Jefferson. No return. Here's the replay. Now watch Johnson when he catches this. He looks like he wants to take a step backward to set up, and he just loses his footing.
But when he let the ball go before, it was bouncing at about the 5. Now that one was about 1 or 2. That was one he should have let go and not go. But see, you're let 2 of them bounce, and they ended up in bad position for you. So
he's a little nervous about letting that one go. He finally wanted to get some yardage. The Woodside is deep in their own territory. They're going to have to, and they may. Number 8, Brandon Johnson, had a big hole. He gets into the secondary and all the way to the 20-yard line. He breaks 1 or 2 tackles and finally meets just a whole group. Watch the replay here. He takes it from out of the end zone, gets a good block there, breaks 1 tackle, hit there, and then he's just swarmed under.
That was a great job of getting that ball out from the shadow of your end zone.
Quick pass to number 7, Mark Johnson, and
Lorenzo Perry says, well, I'll let you run a couple steps the wrong way, but then I want to grab that foot.
And anytime the receiver can help you lose yardage, the defender will take it.
That's right. He had about a 5-yard gain when he caught that ball.
Woodside moving quickly, and boy, there he is, number 15. Mondo Davis just bursts through from the right side and wraps up the quarterback. And that looks like the quarterback might be number 9, William Conades. Well, I've been calling it number 7, Elliott Holmes.
Well, they've been running both
Conades
those.
is still in there.
They've been running both of those guys at quarterback today.
Conades didn't have a chance to do anything that time.
He turned around and
hello, Mr. Davis.
Davis was asking him what he was doing after the game.
Conades back to pass. He puts it up, and that ball is anybody's. Broken up nicely by number 3, Mark Streeter. It was intended for Travis Epps, but Travis didn't have a shot at that one.
No, that kind of a wounded duck.
Ball went up, fluttered around, and Streeter's eyes must have been as big as saucers. That ball is mine. Well, you've got 3 minutes and 8 seconds left in this game. Woodside faced with 4th and 14. They're going to punt. Back for Woodside, the kicker, number 24, Jonathan Berry. He'll punt from about his own 5-yard line. Number 80, Nick Leto, back to receive. Leto takes it on the run at the 40, about the 45, 46-yard line. 29-yard punt. About a 16-yard return. Here's the punt, low punt.
And those low punts can be run back.
Very dangerous punts, and you can see Leto takes this one on the run at the 46, gets outside, tripped up there.
Great downfield coverage by the defense.
Looked like number 88.
Well, we got about 2:59 to go in the game, and I think we're going to go up with our player of the game. And I tell you, I'm going to go with 2 today.
Well,
I'm going to go one off the offense and one off the defense. But I'm going to go with Justin Wood. I think he just had an outstanding game on defense.
And look at this. Look at this.
Ananias Boyd. That young man was
Ananias Boyd just showed you how to dance on the football field, and I hope we get to see a replay of that one.
And the other guy we're going to go with is Lyles, Joshua Lyles, number 11, starting at quarterback. I thought he did a great job of passing the ball. And
here's the replay of Boyd's dance. Watch this now. Lyles gives it to him. Dances to the left, breaks one tackle. Another one makes a nice move to break another tackle, gets outside and gets a couple of more yards.
Boyd has 20 carries for 158 yards.
Boyd now has 20 carries for 158 yards. Make that 21 carries, and we'll add a few more yards to that 158 right here.
Well, anyway, our player of the game was Joshua Lyles and Justin Wood.
Excellent choices.
Congratulations to those 2 young men.
Josh Lyles, a junior, he's the quarterback, and he has done a super job back there today, handling the ball.
Well, and faking,
passing the ball,
and standing in there to deliver the pass and taking the blow, and has just done what he had to do for the Bruins to win this ball game.
Just amazingly done so.
And I'm not saying that Ananias Boyd isn't very deserving, which he was, and many other people were too, but Ananias Boyd has already received a player of the game, and we like to spread this thing around a little bit. When somebody else shines a little bit, we want to put the spotlight on them, give them a plaque, give them a shirt.
Well, you have to do that because these kids come out week after week, day after day, play this game. And Lyles, like you said, it's the faking to Boyd that sets up the passes that have enabled Boyd to be able to get that good yardage when they go back to him to run. So Lyles has just been a master back there. And he's got a good arm.
And, really, he is the 3rd quarterback that they've used this year of games that we have done. So, that says a lot for this young man that he stepped in and was able to do a good job.
It is. And one of those quarterbacks you're talking about, of course, is the other player of the game, Jason Wood.
No, it was
I'm sorry, Justin.
Justin is his younger brother.
Justin, I didn't know that. I thought there was only one.
I'm assuming that's the truth. And if I'm not mistaken, their dad is, there's a good shot of John and Ricky, 2 of the workers down here. But anyway, if I'm not mistaken, Justin and Jason's father is Darrell Wood. Darrell played football at Bethel High School when I was over there and was on my golf team when I was coaching.
A football player that played golf.
Yes, sir.
Kind of like
my
you.
kind of guy. My kind of guy.
Whoa, that ball gets away.
Hey, number 56 is the one that caused that fumble that time.
And that's number 56, Earl Cooper. That ball was intended to be handed off to number 32, Gabriel Hamilton, and here's the replay. Hamilton never quite got it.
And we have 1:42 to go in today's contest.
1 minute, 42 seconds here at Darling Stadium. The Bethel Bruins leading the Woodside Wolverines 14-2. Woodside with the ball. 1:42. I'd expect them to throw the ball. It's going to be tough to score 12 points. Connidy's in at quarterback. He throws that one way out there, lays it out.
Number 9, William Connidy's pass is incomplete.
His pass intended. I can't quite see the number.
It may be the number 84 again.
44.
Yeah, we will be back right after this brief timeout.
Back again. Woodside with the ball.
And another penalty. We've had a share of penalties today.
We've had a lot of penalties. At one point, Bethel had 10.
I believe I've talked about all our corporate sponsors, crew. I think we've done everything we're supposed to do, and I'll just...
Dead ball foul. False start by the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Woodside a little anxious to score here, and you can expect that at this point.
Well, and not only that, you get a different quarterback in there, too. Sometimes the cadence is a little different, and
they know they're going to be passing, and they want to get set up, and the receivers want to get out quickly. And they've completed the pass here. Connidy's completing to number 22, Telvin Green. And they'll go right back to the line of scrimmage. Not even a quick huddle. They're just going to line up and run the play. Connidy's will take the ball. He's back. He's wrapped up. Number 75 of the Bethel Bruins, James Hairston, gets in there. Connidy's took one look to the right. He wanted to throw to the left, but Hairston said, not today.
Here I am.
Not today. Welcome to the 24-yard line.
And welcome to Darling Stadium.
4th and 14 with under 45 seconds to go. Connidy's back to pass, and he'll throw this one way out there, and that ball's going to be picked off. Picked off by the Bethel Bruins, number 10, Jason Woods. He's going to scramble around, runs down the sideline, back toward the middle of the field, trying to take some time off the clock.
Jason Wood, of course, is quarterback last year. Quarterback some this year. They got him playing safety. Nice job of just kind of playing, center fielder back there.
Exactly what he's doing.
And just kind of going where the ball is going, and made that interception. Made it look easy, but I tell you, a lot of practice to get in those positions.
It does. And Jason knew what the play was going to be. Everybody did. They knew they were going to have to throw. They knew it was going to have to be long. The safety in that situation just sits back, reads the play, and then makes his move. And that ball was laid up, had a lot of air underneath it. It was not thrown all that well, and Woods was able to get there and pick it off.
We got a clip on the return.
First down.
Bethel will retain possession.
No S.
Wood. Jason Wood, not Jason Woods.
Not to be confused by Woods Orchard.
That's right. Wonderful place where I used to get peaches when I was a kid.
Well, you still get them.
And they're still good.
Billy does a good job over there.
He does.
We're just going to run out this clock.
Joshua Lyles just takes the snap from center and kneels down. And that may be the last play of this ball game. 17-16, 15 seconds to go, and Bethel is in no hurry to huddle this one up. So the Bethel Bruins will put another win in their column as they use the running of Ananias Boyd and the passing of Joshua Lyles. And that's the ball game here at Darling Stadium. The Bethel Bruins win with 14 points against the Woodside Wolverines, 2 points.
I want to remind you again that this afternoon's broadcast has been underwritten by the following: Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. Zoom Sitco with 5 Hampton locations.
When gearing up for your next print job, call Gear Up.
And in part by Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the managing director. And again, I want to remind you that at the conclusion of this game, you can watch the band perform their halftime, whatever it was they did, the marching activities that they did, and you'll get to see that in its entirety. For Bob Hintz and Paul Rowe, I appreciate you stepping in and sitting down for Tim. We're going to send him a pink slip and say, hey, we've got somebody here. Go work on your golf game. This is Bob Hintz saying good afternoon, everybody.
One, two, three, four.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, our final selection this afternoon is Swinging Shepherd Blues. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Bethel High School marching band. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bethel High School band boosters are looking forward to a great year's competition with the Bethel High School marching band and upcoming festivals and competitions.